that night, I was sitting with him at the table, and Charlie Kirk was a dear friend of mine. And so, was texting with him about what was going on in Arizona. Polls have just started closing. I mean, if you're watching on TV, it says the electoral map is probably like 130 to like 85. You know what I mean? Like, we're a ways away from this thing being called. But at the end of the day, the race is all about the 7 swing states. If he wins 4 of them, he's the next president of the United States. Well, in the span of about 5 minutes, I think he was talking to Dana. Dana was sitting on the other side of him. I think he and Dana were just in deep conversation. The polls had closed in Arizona, and Charlie texted me he's going to win Arizona. So now in my head, all right, he's going to win Arizona. The TV is so far from calling the race. But
Right.
if Charlie says he's going to win Arizona, he's going to win Arizona. In Wisconsin, I was told that he was going to win because of the splits that were happening in Milwaukee, like in terms of the voters' splits and turnout and everything. He was overperforming. And then I was on the phone with one of his campaign leads in Pennsylvania. If you're asking me, who's been on the ground for the last 2 years, you could call Pennsylvania right now. There's no chance he's going to lose. Eric, his son, Eric Trump, comes over to the table to try and get his dad's attention. Can't get his dad's attention, taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, when he's done talking, tell him that Sean Hannity is going to call North Carolina for him as soon as he gets on the air at 9 o'clock. Now I'm sitting there and I'm being told North Carolina, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. Those 4 put him over 270. He's about to be president of the United States. And I'm like, I have to be the first person to tell him he's going to win. Now, granted, I had watched people earlier in the day come up to him and say, Mr. President, congratulations. What makes you say that? You're going to win tonight. What makes you say that? What do you know? No, I just think you're going to win tonight. Oh, okay. It kind of just dismissed it. Like, he had low patience for people with the optimism.
I mean,
not lose. I think he was very convinced he was going to get cheated. He was very, very convinced he was going to get cheated. He was very convinced he was going to win. Finally, he finishes talking to Dana. Mr. President, I have good news. What? Before you go to bed tonight, you're going to be named the 47th President of the United States. What makes you say that? Immediately just gives me the same thing I've watched. But I'm ready. And I regurgitate the 4 things I just told you. Charlie Kirk said I'm going to win too? Yeah. He looks over to his left. Dana's now standing up, shaking somebody's hand, and Elon is 2 seats over. Elon puts his hand on things, leans over to Trump, says, yeah, he says, Blake says that I'm going to win tonight and that it's over. Do you agree with this? What are you seeing? He says, I'm going on Tucker Carlson's podcast in 10 minutes to call the race for you. I've already been putting it on Twitter that you're going to win tonight. Doesn't say a word, doesn't crack a smile. The only reason I realized that it even clicked in this guy's brain is because he'd been sitting there with this huge piece of steak on his plate that he had not even considered touching for 40 minutes. And as soon as we both said this to him, just looks down, picks up his fork and knife and starts cutting into the steak. Like you could, which is like, you could just tell there was like that cut was got him.